industry for over 20 years, and he now works for Icon Plus as Vice President of Network Service. Hadi, welcome.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Okay, so as PLN's only ICT subsidiary, what role does Icon Plus have in PLN's business and digital transformation?
Okay. Well, PLN is a holding company is conducting digital transformation. One of the strategic initiative is fiber optic rollout. This aims to increase broadband penetration that still low in Indonesia, together with other operators, of course, while PLN has infrastructure spread throughout the country to support this.
Okay, so in terms of digital transformation, what challenges are you facing and how are you overcoming them?
Okay, the best challenge is resource and time, to keep the momentum going in line with the increase in development capacity and also in line end-to-end growth, labor, engineer, designer, project manager, capital, and so on, The strategy implemented is the utilization of PLN Group resources, PLN customer big data, and PLN Group infrastructure.
Okay, what kind of improvements or changes have you seen with these measures?
Okay, the entire infrastructure is not only growing but transforming, not limited to capacity, but change in topology, structure, and support. It has recorded fast growth within 2 years, and now it's more than 350 kilo fiber subscriber.
Okay, and what business areas do Huawei's products and solutions support, and can you give an application example?
Yes, of course, Icon need to develop ICT beyond connectivity, enlarge infrastructure readiness, create community, then build digital society. For example, PLN Mobile, Icon Pay, and so on. For the future, we hope Huawei as one of Eco business partner can support us with leading technology, on-time delivery commitment, highly reliable equipment, after-sales support, and implementation consulting.
So, to conclude, could you please share with us the next steps of Icon Plus planning?
Yes. First, how to make energy transport resilience in the electricity grid. Then second, how to make distribute data center ecosystem valuable for PLN. And then third, how to develop multi-service platform. That's it.
Okay. Thank you, Hadi, for joining us today, and thank you for sharing your insights.
Okay, thank you. You're welcome.
And thank you for watching.
for enterprises. Data blackmail threatens the security and stability of the power grids, leading to severe economic losses and very bad publicity. According to an IBM report in 2020, the average cost of data breaches in the energy industry is $6.39 million per incident. According to the Verizon 2022 Data Breach Investigations Report, the frequency of targeted attacks on electric power enterprises is increasing rapidly in recent years. Once a hacker breaks through the firewall, how can we ensure data security? Huawei's anti-ransomware storage solution provides ultimate data protection for power customers. 1. The protection and detects and intercepts ransomware attacks in time. 2. Local storage security snapshots are used to implement service recovery in seconds. 3. Services can be recovered within hours through local backup. 4. The security data in the air gap is used to quickly restore services. 4-layer protection prevents data from being tampered with, ensuring data security. Currently, multiple enterprises around the world have selected Huawei's anti-ransomware protection solution and achieve zero data tampering and deletion, ensuring power production security. The storage recovery performance has improved 5-fold. Unified management of production and backup storage and facilitates operation and maintenance and reduces TCO by 30%. Huawei's electric power anti-ransomware storage solution builds the last line of defense for power data security.
Welcome to the Leader Talks program of Huawei Connect Live. Today I'm very happy to be joined by Mr. Pak Hadi. As a subsidiary of PLN Group, a leading electricity company in Southeast Asia, PT Indonesia Comnet Plus is dedicated to beyond kilowatt hours and to increasing the penetration of fixed broadband through optimizing company assets and by extending the competitive advantages of PLN Group. Mr. Pak Hadi has specialized in the telecommunications industry for over 20 years, and he now works for Icon Plus as Vice President of Network Service. Hadi, welcome.
Thank you. It's my pleasure.
Okay, so as PLN's only ICT subsidiary, what role does Icon Plus have in PLN's business and digital transformation?
Okay, well, PLN is a holding company is conducting digital transformation. One of the strategic initiative is fiber optic rollout. This aims to increase broadband penetration that still low in Indonesia, together with other operators, of course, while PLN has infrastructure spread throughout the country to support this.
Okay, so in terms of digital transformation, what challenges are you facing and how are you overcoming them?
Okay, the best challenge is resource and time, to keep the momentum going in line with the increase in development capacity and also in line end-to-end growth, labor, engineer, designer, project manager, capital, and so on. The strategy implemented is the utilization of PLN Group resources, PLN customer big data, and PLN Group infrastructure.
Okay, what kind of improvements or changes have you seen with these measures?
Okay, the entire infrastructure is not only growing but transforming, not limited to capacity but change in topology, structure, and support. It has recorded fast growth within 2 years, and now it's more than 350 kilo fiber subscriber.
Ladies and gentlemen, the next session will begin shortly. Please take your seats.
Support, and can you give an application example?
Yes, of course, Icon need to develop ICT beyond connectivity, enlarge infrastructure readiness, create community, then build digital society. For example, PLN Mobile, Icon Pay, and so on. For the future, we hope Huawei as one of eco business partner can support us with leading technology, on-time delivery commitment, highly reliable equipment, after-sales support, and implementation consulting.
So, to conclude, could you please share with us the next steps of Icon Plus planning?
Yes. First, how to make energy transport resilience in the electricity grid. Yeah. Then second, how to make distribute data center ecosystem valuable for PLN. And then third, how to develop multi-service platform. That's it.
Okay. Thank you, Hadi, for joining us today, and thank you for sharing your insights.
Okay, thank you. You're welcome.
And thank you for watching.
When the evening falls, the city starts showing its uniqueness. Light, heat, and vigorous sounds. This is the pulse of modern society. Electricity propels the dynamic world. Using electricity better will lead us to a better future. We expect to connect all electricity devices, to sense the electricity flow of every system, to analyze the electricity load in different time space, to explore rules and values beyond all changes. Power Grid will think as a neural network. This is our vision. This is the foreseen future opened by new technology.
Good morning. Good morning, everyone. Welcome online, welcome offline, welcome off-site, and welcome on-site. On-site means here, and what a year it has been. Who was here last year? A few. Well, now all of you are here. The world has opened up. This is Mobile World Congress, and welcome to this Energy Transition and Power System session in Europe, which is what we talk about. We will discuss and share with you how and where to find and what the right technologies are for boosting industry enablement, mobility in a non-digital native industry. In other words, finding technology for the power industry. Now, who is energized about that? All right, it's a little early, I get it. Come on, this is the Electric Power Session. We are supposed to be energized. We are supposed to be empowered. Well, never mind. A few house rules. Emergency exits on your left and on your right. In case something happens there, you're not supposed to go here, you're supposed to go there. You get the mechanism, right? Your smartphone, we don't want you to turn it off. Really, we don't. Mute. Please mute. If you have a phone call or something else important to do, you can take it out of the room. But what we want you to do is keep your phone on, take pictures, share it on your social networks, tell everyone that you're here and they're not. Tell everyone that you're empowered in this electric power session, and they probably are not, unless they join online. So you can copy the link that you can find from anywhere if you Google MWC 2023 or Huawei or this particular session, because we want the world to know that it is not going to happen. That's not what we want the world to know. We want the world to know that it is already ongoing. So without further ado, let's open this great summit. Thank you all for joining again. Our first speaker is talking about how and where and in what way the importance of energy transition plays a role in the digital journey of our industry. Our next speaker is Professor, and I really hope I pronounced this correctly, Professor Nikos Hatziargiriou. Did I do that correctly? Wow. energy transition and power systems in Europe. Where is the significance for that? Please welcome Mr. Professor Nikos Hatziargiriou.
The load profile changing, becoming quite difficult to cope, especially to the high ramps, so it needs more flexibility. And also real-time voltage levels are becoming higher and much more variable. The part of the network that has the most changes the distribution system, the lower voltage levels. So distribution networks have to become active systems, which means they have to accommodate wind integration and PV integration mainly. They have to accommodate the demand-side participation, more and more electric vehicle charging stations, storage, and they have to use network management techniques that makes it all this quite complicated. That's why there are investments needed. The estimated investments for the networks in Europe until 2030 have been estimated to be about 400 billion. In fact, between 2020 and 2030. This is forecasted by the European DSOs, including the Great Britain DSO. And the investments will increase from 2020 to 2030 by 50 to 70%. And this is about an annual rate of 40 billion euros. In this chart, you can see how these are distributed to electrifying buildings and industry, electrifying mobility, emission-free generation, modernization, digitalization, and smart meters for resilience and storage. So if you focus on the category named B, you can see that 40% of the total accumulated investments needs to be allocated to modernization, digitalization of the network. So big part of it is modernization, automation, monitoring, smart meters. So a total of about 145 to 170 billion must be allocated to these activities. And in fact, to facilitate energy transition, investment in digital technologies such as smart IoT devices and meters, 5G and 6G connectivity will create a pan-European energy data space powered by cloud edge computing servers and digital twins of the energy system. In fact, even now, the availability of huge amounts of data, for example, 51% of European households have smart meters. This leads to digital transformation of energy, and DSOs are gradually transformed to data-centric companies. So smart grid operators manage today flows through digital communication processes, millions of daily real-time signals through satellite, power line communication, radio, fiber optic lines, and other communication technologies. And this all data is crucial for the more efficient operation and planning of the new power system. This is a number of applications where digital technologies can be used for distribution networks. These are only examples, like, for instance, how you can achieve a local balancing of supply and demand, how you can use data-driven asset strategies for preventive and condition-based maintenance, how you can use smart grids as sensors, as distributed sensors in the system, so it can give you information about the low-voltage networks, how you can use the data for customer interaction and personalized communication, how you can provide platforms that support the participation of citizens and other prosumers to create marketplaces, to access marketplaces, how you can use it for back-office automation, how you can empower field workers with mobile apps and data real-time expertise, how you can have a very high level of situational awareness of the system. So the European Commission has published in October 2022, very recently, its digitalization action plan. This is a strategic vision that also describes concrete actions. The vision can be seen in a number of important activities. One of them is to promote connectivity, interoperability, and seamless exchange of data between different actors while respecting privacy and data protection. And for that, a common European data space is being prepared through current research projects. Then the second bullet is to foster more and better coordination in investments in the electricity grid as an enabler for a smarter and more resilient energy system, and EU-wide coordinated plan for the accelerated deployment of the necessary energy digital solutions. And for that, a digital twin for the European electricity grid by European TSOs and DSOs is again going to be developed. In fact, there is currently an open call for this big project. Then how to empower consumers, including the most vulnerable or the ones with low digital skills, so they can benefit also from the new ways to engage the energy transition, or from better services based on digital innovations, and also to be protected against high energy prices. And for that, digital tools for and with consumers will be developed, energy communities and local energy initiatives. Another big problem is how to prepare the skilled workforce to accelerate the digital transition. Cybersecurity, which is a very important concern, so this is always needed to be enhanced. Another important aspect is the energy consumption of digital technologies. As you know, these are very much energy consuming. So they need to promote greater efficiency and circularity in all parts, telecommunication networks, data centers, and cryptocurrencies. And then the design of an effective governance through structural and joint planning by public authorities, also in cooperation with the private sector, learning of all actors involved, as well as continuous support for research and innovation. So this is the basic elements of the European Digitalization Action Plan. And so, as you see, there is ample room for digitalization of the power sector that can only bring the necessary improvements, the necessary needs for the move to the future decarbonized system. So thank you very much for your attention.
You're welcome. Thank you too. Efecharisto, which I think is proper Greek for thank you. Efecharisto. Professor, well, let's not break my name over the last name, Professor Nikos, who is associated to the National Technical University of Athens, who is an honorary member of SIGRE, and who is also a life fellow of IEEE. Insights into energy transition, finding the right technology to empower that global energy transition. For that, we also need to understand a little bit about that digital journey. Where do we go from here, or where are we already going forward to? Our next speaker is my boss. It's not only my honor to be here. By the way, my name is Edwin Diender. I'm Chief Innovation Officer in our Electric Power Digitalization Business Unit. But our next speaker, my boss, is going to address a little bit about the steps towards this energy transition part and the achievement for carbon neutrality by use of digital technologies. In other words, digital transformation. Mr. Zhou Haojie is the COO of our department of the Electric Power Digitalization Business Unit. Welcome, Mr. Zhou Haojie.
Okay, thank you. Good morning, everyone. So, firstly, I think on behalf of Huawei and Huawei Electric Power Business Unit, kind of welcome to our summit. So my topic is finding the right technology to our global energy transition. So first of all, as we see, energy low carbon transition and digital transformation have become the topic of this time. The first one is green energy, as you see. The third one is the alternative power consumption model. From first and third, we will need the flexible power grid to address the challenge from green energy and the consumption new model. In order to address the challenge, last year, also Huawei established the new team. It's the Electric Power Business Unit. So how can we utilize our technology to help the electric power industry? I think Huawei have the advantage of the ICT. We try our best to understand the electric power industry, and with over 10 years of experience in the serving energy industry's customer, we officially launch the new solutions to address the industry's challenge. You see the case is from the China's state grid. Through the shortened chain operations, we leverage Huawei's R&D resource of more than 100,000 people and response to our customers more efficiently. And we solve the challenge from the 3 months. Currently, Currently, we have the experts from the electric powers industry to help us to set up the new solutions. With the professional team, together with the industry's systems partner, we have developed many industry solutions. Extend 3 key pillars of the green economic and security development of the industry. Today, also, I introduce the intelligent generation or intelligent transmission, substation, also distribution. First, to achieve green development, a large proportion of the renewable energy, such as wind and solar power, will become connected to the power system at the supply side. However, this renewables future unstable, which will have negative impact on the power system and threaten its real-time dynamic balance. This in turn will lead to a waste of large amounts of renewable energy because of the system rejection. Therefore, increasing the system acceptance ratio of the renewable is critical. The first case is from the Great Shandong province. It's China's station grid. Our intelligent group control of management of distributed energy resource solution is applied. It makes the distributed solar power output, which gathers in over 1,000 distributed transformer districts, become available and measurable in the power dispatch center. So another case, as you see, is the consumption side. The city is the main contributor for carbon emission. And the city is composed of various areas. The main components of each region are the industries park. If we can control the emission of the industry park, we can control the emission of the city. Therefore, the parks are the main battlefields to reduce carbon emissions. However, Huawei ICT technology enables smart carbon management, efficiency management, and innovative service of the low carbon and the smart energy industry park in Yunchuan. As you see, 85% of the park is powered by the new renewable energy, and the shares of the electricity in terminal energy consumption is 100%. The second, in terms of the economy for the power transmission line, the traditional manual inspection faces the challenge such as the low efficiency and high cost, unable to detect real-time risk, and the dangerous working environment. To make things worse, many of these sites are remote areas and with no network signal or power supply. To address those challenges, we have used our improved microwave and Wi-Fi set networking and machine vision technology to build an intelligent inspection solution. This practice is in China South Grid, had shown that the inspection efficiency improved by 80 times. Besides, the inspection teams from the new solution, their working experience is greatly improved. They can easily finish one inspection while drink a cup of coffee in the monitoring center. And last, and for the security, as you say, it's the foundation of the green and energy and economic development of the electric power system. So a four-step defense mechanism is applied to safeguard the physical space of the system. For example, at the network access layer, technologies like the cybersecurity intelligence system, their carbon network, and abnormal traffic monitoring are suggested to prevent extended cyber threats. And also, these digital space security solutions have been successfully implemented by many power companies, both in China and around the world. We have our ability range. The only way to serve our electric power customer industry better is join the hands with the industry partners together. We have built a lot of digital solutions in this industry together with our partners, covering the power generation, transmission, and distribution, and renewable energy control. Here, I'm very glad and honored to launch 4 new electric power solutions, as you see. Yeah, sure. Let's look at the video. The first one is the intelligent wind power network. With the end-to-end network connection for the wind warm substations and all operation and maintenance centers implementing the unnamed and intelligent wind power inspection. And the solution 2 is intelligent substations inspection. Innovative IT technologies are integrated with OT system to implement multiple multiple real-time sensors of device and environments of the substations. The solutions 4 is electric power wireless compass network, and solution 3, power distribution IoT, as I said before. Yes. Okay, this is the 4 new solutions from our electric power industry's business unit to achieve the goals of carbon neutrality. So we must integrate the energy transition and digital transformation. This will be a long and complex journey, but I still believe with all our customers and partners, we will have a digital route for it. Thank you very much. Thank you for coming. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Zhou Haojie, COO of the Electric Power Digitalization Business Unit. A lot of experience. Strong platform creates a new foundation because it is overlaying the different information silos that already exist in our industry. So by overlaying with digitized technologies existing silos, we are creating a stronger foundation that is much more capable of carrying new applications going forward. Energy transition and digital transformation combined are also award-winning. In the presentation of Mr. Zhou Haojie, you saw that one of our solutions is recognized by the ITU as a green and carbon neutral solution for campuses. Now that's any campus, to be honest, but we are here at an Electric Power Summit. So that means power sites, power plants, the area where substations are, all of them are plants or sites, if you like. So where is this happening? Who are the pioneers in this industry? Where did they start from? Of course, they started from the same position where you and I and all of us in this industry started from. But some of them are a little further ahead of the game than others. And this is happening all over the world. So in the coming 3 sessions, we are going around the world. Let's go to Indonesia first. Our next speaker is going to give us a great insight and great heads up on where we need to be. Mr. Darmawan Prasojo, Chief Executive Officer of PT PLN. Please welcome Pak Darmawan.
PT PLN, that's the Indonesian National Electric Company, serving 270 million lives, 110 billion US dollars assets, 30 billion US dollars annual revenue, 85 million customers. COVID-19. Many energy analysts predicted because of COVID-19, the demand was diminishing. They predicted that PLN is going to experience financial hurdles, financial difficulty. But this is the fact. During the COVID-19, under this new transformation agenda, we are able to reduce our debt by 4 billion US dollars in the span of only 2 years. And during the COVID-19, we filed the best financial report in the history of 77 years of PLN. What's the story behind here? Even there is a question here, why the CEO of PLN attending the Mobile World Congress 2023 in Barcelona, Spain. Let me share you a story. In 2020, we started what we call the digital transformations. We're digitizing our power plants, we're digitizing our transmission lines, digitizing our distribution lines, digitizing our customer service, digitizing our finance systems, digitizing our procurement system, digitizing our centralized planning, digitizing our procurement of primary energy, and everything else. Today, our power and electricity system is much more reliable compared to the quality of the system 3 years ago. Our PLN's finance is much more effective, much healthier compared to 3 years ago. Our customer service experience has been increasing, becoming a premium quality service. We had what we call the PLN Mobile. It's the applications to serve our customer. 3 years ago, when the first time I joined the PLN as the board of directors, I checked. The rating in the Play Store was 2.5. The downloaded, 500,000. The one that uninstalled is 450,000. It's a failed product. The quality service of the PLN was not very good. So we started digital transformations. We assess our business process. Any business process that is so complex, we make it simple. We streamline the whole things. We design and develop a new digital platform. We call it the new PLN Mobile. Previously it was slow, now it's becoming fast. Now it's becoming very friendly. You check in the Play Store, PLN Mobile, the rating increased from 2.5 now to become 4.9. The download before only 500,000, uninstalled 450,000. Now the download is more than 37 million in the span of only 9 months. Every day, I check additional 100,000 downloads every single day. So by the end of this year, the number of downloads is not 37 million, but it's going to be 60, 70 millions downloads. It's a success story. What's behind the story? The transformation. It's a change, a paradigm of thinking, the way we work. I bring the whole team here. Even my boss here, the Deputy Minister of the Minister of State-Owned Enterprise, the oversight the information technology, and also the Commissioner of PLN is attending this event. We shift from fragmented organization to become unified. And then suddenly I receive an order. It's not enough. We need to do the organizational transformations. The asset, our power plant's asset before it was fragmented, we consolidated to become 2-generation company, subholding. Those two, 23 gigawatt and 21 gigawatt, is already the largest generation company in Southeast Asia. Very large. And then also the procurement of primary energy, it was before fragmented, we consolidate, become the largest primary energy supplying electricity in the Southeast Asia with the transaction $13 billion annually, recurrent, repeat every single year. And then previously, the asset of electricity asset utilized only to serve electricity. Now, we use it for the beyond electricity, beyond kilowatt hour. Now we're talking about the fixed broadband. We're talking about smart homes. We're talking about facilitating, designing a new ecosystem for electric vehicles. We're talking about the rooftops. We're talking about battery energy storage systems. We're talking about technology. We're talking about innovations. Then that's when the fun is just begun. Behind the story of this is the earth is warming. The future of the earth, the future of humankind might be compromised. We need to reduce our greenhouse gas emissions. And I'm here announcing that PLN is fully committed exactly to do so. We already removed 13 gigawatt of coal in the planning phase, avoiding 1.8 billion of metric tons of CO2 in the span of 25 years. We redesigned our national electricity planning, the greenest of national electricity planning in the history of PLN and in the history of Indonesia. 51.6% of additional capacity in the next 6 years is coming from renewable energy. Is it enough? It's not enough. Today, the total emission of greenhouse gases is roughly 280 million metric tons annually. Moving forward to 2060, it's going to increase to 1 billion metric tons annually. We're not going to let that happen. We already launched net zero emission by 2060. People questioning us, why are you doing so? This is the real answer. We're doing so not only because of international environmental agreement. We're doing so not only because of environmental policy. We're doing so because we do really care. We need to ensure that the future of the next generation should be better than ours. That's why we're doing this. With this kind of digital transformations, it's opening up a new market. With the COVID-19, the lifestyle is changing. With the COVID-19, we can work anywhere. During the COVID-19, the productivity of the PLN team is not going down. It's increasing. The net income of PLN before the COVID-19 and during the COVID-19 is not decreasing, it's doubling. The productivity of each of the employee of PLN is increasing double. Why? Because of the digital technology. The demand of the fixed broadband is increasing. when the COVID-19 is fully mitigated, I can tell you one thing, we're not going to get back where we used to be. And that's why we're launching a new program here. We set up a new company called the PLN Icon Plus, specializing on the beyond kilowatt hour. Our gross revenue is roughly 30 billion US dollars. How much is the gross revenue, potential gross revenue of this PLN Icon Plus? We hire international consultant. They came up with one number. Mr. Prasojo, the potential gross revenue is roughly 20% of the gross revenue coming from the electricity. It's roughly 5 until 6 billion additional gross revenue. And we are striving hard to deliver it. But in the same time, we're providing the new backbone of connectivity infrastructure for the people. We have more than roughly 2,000 substations all over Indonesia. Each of these substations is already connected with the fiber optics, not for the fixed broadband, but for our SCADA, for the internal control of our substations. We have roughly 70,000 kilometers of transmission line. The circumference of the Earth is roughly 40,000 kilometers, so this is 1.5 times a we traveling around the globe, 1.5 times. We have 85 million customers, household. We have 1 million kilometers of distribution line. And we are able to connect with the fiber optics. In that regard, this is changing world. Before, we are only power and utility company, but we are changing, we are shifting. Today, not only we are power and utility company, we are technology company based on the innovations. The company itself shifting from the static, backward-looking company to become dynamics, forward-looking, based on the technology innovation company. We're not afraid of challenge. We love challenge. Why? With this kind of challenge, we are getting stronger. We are getting healthier. But of course, when we're talking about the global climate change, the emission of 1 ton of CO2 in Barcelona here is going to have the same damage effect with the 1 ton of CO2 emission in Jakarta, in Beijing, in Hong Kong, in Singapore, in Kuala Lumpur, all over the world. Meaning this is a global challenge. How are we going to address this? We're not going to be able to bear the burden alone. The only way we're going to be able to address this is we shift of the global community from fragmented to become unified. That's the only way to move forward. So why are we here today with the PLN full team? Because we understand the only way for PLN to flourish is through collaboration, collaboration of policy, collaboration of innovation, collaboration of technology, collaboration of investment, domestic, regional, international. That's the only way to move forward. Last year, we received more than 300 awards. The best CEO, the best company, the best green, company. When I saw those awards is not intended to appreciate a personality, but to symbolize a conviction, a courage, a fighting spirit to combat climate change. It's giving us a sense of pride. With this unified strategy, with this unified global community, no matter the challenge ahead, we're going to be able to keep moving forward. But it's also giving us a sense of humility, that this is only a beginning of a long, grueling, fierce battle. And the long battle has just begun. So today, it's an honor to be here. It's the first time that we, PLN, the Power and Utility, attending the Mobile World Congress. But this is only a beginning. We are expanding. We not only Power and Utility becoming a technology and digital company. In the past, our main job is only to provide electricity. But the changing world today of a global climate change, we take a leadership to reclaim humankind's right to survive. We are part of the global community to combat climate change. So in the past, our main job is to provide electricity. But today and in the future, our main job is to take care of the environment. And what is electricity is our byproduct. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Prasorjo, CEO of PT-PLN. Earlier, when I met some of his team members, we were talking about what the abbreviations mean when we have titles. In my past, so before I was a CIO, I was a CTO, and my boss always said that means Chief Talking Officer. Remember we talked about this? I think we can agree here that CEO means Chief Energizing Officer here, right? Thank you for your insights, and thank you for sharing the opportunity for all of us, not only to learn, but perhaps also to leverage. It takes a strong team, not so much with an ability to execute digital transformation, but with the capability of digital transformation. And that team is spanning multiple departments. As PT-PLN is showing here, they even bring their minister to show where we are able to go with this potential. We will go around the world. We move to Mexico. We go from Indonesia to Mexico. The good thing is we are here in Spain, so from a language point of view, this should not be a real big issue, right? Our next speaker is the Director of Telecom at CFE, and he's going to talk about the Mexico transformational strategy. Please welcome Mr. Said Flores Alonso.
Hello. Okay. First of all, I apologize for my English. It's been a long time since I gave talk in this language. However, I developed some notes that I think will be of great interest for you. I appreciate the invitation and your assistance to learn a little about the panorama of Mexico. Its energy sector, its electricity industry, and in the important opportunities to do business and invest in telecommunication, energy, and infrastructure. So we will talk about Mexico electricity data, just a little panorama, the strategy of CFE and CFE Telecom, the business unit of CFE, and projects in cooperation with Huawei. So CFE is a state-owned enterprise. It's the biggest electricity company in Mexico. It's a company of social nature that provides electricity and invests in its own assets to supply the service to whole people in Mexico. Our vision is consolidate our position in the leading as the leader energy company in Mexico, and guaranteeing quality and socially responsible. So this is very important because Mexico is a country with a population of more than 126 million people. Inhabitants and an economically active population of 59.6 million. Our national electric system is an integrated system that serves more than 120 million of people living in 2 million kilometers. We have an energy mix where the combined cycle predominates. However, as we will see later, our commitment to reducing carbon emissions has led us to invest in renewable energy, especially photovoltaic energy. It is important to highlight that we have a significant share of conventional thermal power generation and significant potential in hydroelectric generation. The next slide is about our electricity consumption, and it is very important to know more about Mexico's consumption of energy, electrical energy. So it is reduced for the policies in COVID-19 pandemic, and during 2020, we can see that this reduction was close to 3%. However, today, we have increased our consumption to the same levels before the pandemic. So in the most reserved forecast, is that we will consume at least 33% more energy in 2035. In this forecast, an important panorama invites us to investing in renewable energies to maintain our economic growth with net zero. Most of our users are residential, but medium-sized business and large industry consume the most energy. Mexico is a country where foreign companies invest a lot of resources, so it's important to ensure for us electricity supply to keep our foreign investments on the rise, but investing in new renewable technologies for generation. As we can see, there have been significant investments in photovoltaics. The most recent and important one has just taken place in Puerto Peñasco, in the north of our country. The first stage was recently inaugurated, and it is expected that with the capacity installed at 100%, in the last stage, we will produce 1 gigawatt, which will represent the largest photovoltaic generation plant in Latin America. The vehicle fleet of electrical cars has grown steadily. In recent years, our government predicts that by 2035, we will have an electricity consumption that 1,250% higher than today in a mix of low carbon emissions vehicles. So this is our strategy. We think that the digital transformation of CFE is very important because we have very obstacles to the development, but I will talk more about my job. My job is to support all CFE areas so that they can be in communication with each other, and the organization that plans and manages our country's electrical system, its name is SENACE. The more power generation, especially, and this is an idea that I think from the last 3-4 years, that the more power generation, especially renewable and distributed generation, the more telecommunication needs to monitor the power grid, significantly and particularly in Mexico. I believe that we are at an important moment to invest in digital transformation for the administration of all resources, infrastructure and internal process. We consider it important to adopt modern cybersecurity tools and implemented tools and platforms in the cloud in order to be more efficient. CF Telecom is the current provider of CF Corporate and its areas. CF Telecom is the business unit in CFE. And this business unit provides telecommunication services to subsidiary companies, affiliates, and corporate areas of CFE. Provides internet and data hosting sites. It sells the surplus of CF telecommunications infrastructure. We can commercialize high-capacity data transport for small and medium-sized companies that sell telecom services to end users. We manage the radioelectric space of the CFE, and we explore new opportunities to do business. We use the optical fiber. Installed in the CFE transmission network. This is the second company with the most optical fiber installed in Mexico. It has more than 60,000 kilometers of optical fiber. Our business is divided in two parts. The first and most important is to provide services to the companies and areas of CFE that provide electrical services. The second part is the selling of data transport to the telecommunications industry market. So our main objectives are to take advantage of full potential of the CFE infrastructure in telecommunications to improve and contribute to the efficiency of processes and tasks in the control of the national electrical system, invest in projects and new business that can generate value for our company. Our president, Andrés Manuel López Obrador, has asked us to make the most of our resources to generate economic income for our company, but also to provide a public and social service of quality and accessibility. Today, our efforts have focused on being an efficient business unit, investing in talent and knowledge and business opportunities to give greater value of this company, which is owned by all Mexicans. And finally, we have projects in cooperation with Huawei. And I will talk about, currently, Huawei has collaborated in development projects for a high-capacity backbone network with state-of-the-art equipment. We are collaborating in the ability to make a two-plane connectivity services. In the plane A, we can use for video security, video conference, and DCI services with new technology. So in the plane B, it should be upgraded in the next 10 years to 20 terabytes. In order to attend the future needs, so we are exploring different models to do better processes in the company with the best technology in the sector. I'm sorry. This is. We are also discussing the potential business that exists of CFE based on previous experiences and from other countries where electric companies have diversified their business and have achieved success. Our commitment to reducing greenhouse gas emissions and combating climate change has led us to analyze and review all possible proposals and knowledge of companies in the energy, telecommunications, and information technology sectors. Huawei is an important provider of goods and services in Latin America, which is why today we have established an important link to learn more about its technological development that can help us achieve our goals and objectives. In the coming days, we will hold workshops to learn more about these issues through a seminar led by our corporate director of commercial business, Mr. Hernandez, who leads all the business units in CFE and wants to know more about the digital transformation that allows us achieve our goals for the good of our country. Thank you, everybody, and see you in Mexico. Well, I will receive you very happy to have you there, because it's a country that is increasing its capacities in investments in the electrical sector, but also in the different sectors of energy. And we are talking about the importance for us to get the net zero. We are very compromised with that goal, and we are investing in different areas for that. This company, CFE, is a public company. It's the company of the Mexicans, and its objectives, goals, and its compromises. It's very important for Mexicans because we want to grow, but not to grow with pollution or dirty energy. We want to grow with the net zero objectives, and I will sure that we will can do that with the aid of the different companies in the sector of technological development, energy, and companies like Huawei, companies that are constructing, that are developing different technologies that it's very important to invest, to prove, and to know. Thank you very much. See you later.
Thank you, Mr. Said Flores Alonso, Director in CFE. You invited us to come to Mexico. When are you departing? Like later today? Or tomorrow morning? I suggest we all pack. We are invited to go to Mexico, and I think from an energizing point of view, we're electrified to go to Mexico. We're running a bit out of time. That means we're speeding up a little. That means that I will follow my previous title as Chief Talking Officer as Chief Shut Up Officer. No, all good. Our next speaker is Mr. Dimitris Zografos, and he will speak about the digitization of the power grid and the infrastructures and assets in IPTO. Mr.
So good morning, everyone. We are a little bit late, so I will try to keep short. As you can see, I'm a director of the Independent Power Transmission Operator of Greece. This is our country, and this is our company. Let me update this slide. We have about 2,500 employees, not workers only. We have about 30 ultra-high voltage centers. More than, now it's about 400 substations. And our overhead lines, high voltage lines, are about 12,000 kilometers. And we have also, this is our main for today subject, we have 4,500 optical fiber network over our lines. And also in our submerged lines, you will see later. So here you can see, this picture can tell almost everything. You can see the country, Greece, if you know and visit, and the interconnections with other countries of the Balkans, like Bulgaria, North Macedonia, Albania, Turkey, of course, and the main thing is our connection with the rest of Europe through the circuit of Italy. Now, the main project we have is that we are going to connect Crete. Let me see. Okay. This is not pointing. Yeah. But it's not a problem. So we have Crete, our island. We now have a small connection. See. Okay. You can see here, and this, the yellow one, is new connections, submerged connections. This is quite challenging project. And after that, we will be able to connect to Cyprus, Israel, and north of Africa. So this is why this is so important. because we will be able, and we're going to help also the other countries in Europe to exploit more renewable energy resources. So we'll have gas in the near Cyprus. We'll exploit also the renewables of North Africa, and of course, our own of our country. So what about transforming business? This new digital age, new is not so quite new, is at least for 2015. And we need to have to take this big challenge. Most of the CEOs, you know, recognize this, and they believe that we have to invest in this new technological advancements. So, yes, of course, the world is transforming. I use this slide to say that, okay, we used to have newspapers in 30s, 40s, 50s, 60s, 70s, and now we are real-time connected and we know the news from our mobile phones. But we still use newspapers, we still buy magazines, and we still use them. So this is the main challenge, to make these things and technology work together, and especially in energy. We have traditional equipment mainly. Still, all countries have traditional equipment, traditional transformers, traditional lines, but we need to plan and design and make work a smart grid in order to exploit all the renewable resources, and to not only to exploit the resources, also to confront with our new customers. They all need not all the same amount of energy, so they must have anything they need at the time they need it. And we must give it at the most close possible resource, maybe in a certain area, or in an island, or everywhere. So what is triggering the digital transformation? This is the enablers. You all know, I believe. But now it's not a science fiction. We used to see all this in movies before 10 years or 15 years. And we are people of technology. We are trying hard to imagine how it's going to be when we have them to use them. Today we have all of this. Of course, we have cognitive computing, and we have AI and machine learning applicable, not an imagination. We have Internet of Things. You can plug and play everything. Of course, cloud computing, digitalization, video analytics that can recognize the cat that is going in a place and not a human. And of course, we must use all these technologies in order to create smart grids. So our small vision in my company is the digitalization and automation of the power grid systems, asset, procedures, by adopting these new technologies, and the integration and consolidation of the current systems, the traditional systems, in a unified smart enterprise environment. Thank God, another new technology I didn't mention is digital twins. You all know. Now it's a very good technology we can use to, let's say, simulate traditional machines, monitor them in order to put them also in a unified system, and not to make very big investments to change our devices. So in APTO, we have a schedule. So we conduct a lot of surveys with many companies, many consultants, the NTOE from Europe, and many other consultants, and we have a small plan about how to digitalize our company. We recognize that all is about data. Data? Yeah. It's okay? It's okay. Thank you. We recognize that this is all about data. We have our prosumers, the outside players of the organization, prosumers, the the distribution system operators. We are the TSO. And we have the power generators and all the industrial players. But they are all connected, and it's all about data between them and us. We measure their production in their plants. We take data from the DSO to know what's the consuming of energy in Athens or in other areas. So in order to schedule the next day. So we have data from our departments, we have data from IT, from OT, and we need to merge them to work together. Our study shows this and more than this that we need to do. This is objective for us. So we need to digitalize our substations. We need to have teleoperation. We need to have real-time monitoring. We need to make SCADA system, EMS, MMS, GIS, all to work together. And of course, we need to develop our network, our telecommunication network. So that's why we start doing projects to go digital, and we start. Okay, this is like a 7-year plan, and the technologies we are going to use over the next years. But let's go to more practical. We start building digital substations, GIS technology mainly, and we plan the next 5 years, to have a budget of 70 million to build some more, even more than this. We start putting DLR, which is dynamic rating systems, in our lines, but these devices, it shows that can give us more data. So, of course, they can give you data of the line and temperature of the line, so you can have a real-time monitoring and schedule your balancing of the loads to the lines. But we can see that it gives us also like some risks. It can protect goods because this system can show also if there is a fire somewhere, smoke, and give us a signal. So we can use it also for the common good. Okay, all this are pilots, let's say, the first project we do. And what we think, is that, okay, we have a very good network. Why not to develop this network, telecommunication network, I mean. We have our power network, and we start before many years, of course, to put fiber optics in all our new lines. Nowadays, this network is our telecommunication network. Also in the submerged cables we have for the connection of islands with the mainland. Now we put optical fiber conductors in them, 48 pairs to each cable, so we can use it afterwards. So we have a very good fiber optic network. This is the OPGW. I think, okay, most of you maybe are familiar with this technology. Is how we, let's say, install fiber optic network to our grounding wires in our pylons. So by this, we have all over the country, mountains everywhere, and we'll connect all our devices to our network. So now this is a very nice, challenging, a very well done project, still going with our partners, Huawei. This is about installing equipment in order to exploit. Okay, we have our network, fiber optic network, but we need to take a profit of this. Connect our devices, of course, but also we think to have commercial profit from our network. So we built and we continue building nowadays. You can see the phases there. Who has the first deployment way, the second and the third, a DWDM network, which is a kind of technology that can give us a lot of communication channels and channels to use for data and other applications. And so we can sell this, let's say, dark fiber network or to clients that would like to use our network. So we are the operator of power of Greece, but also we can think commercially and use our backbone and devices. So this is a very well done till now project with Huawei. We get a lot of credit about that. You can see the nodes all over the country. Okay, I don't think I have too much time, but I would like to say, just to say, this, because it's a fiber network at the nodes, can give you Ethernet technology, so it's very, let's say, flexible to give it to clients. This is just to show that in every node we build some building and we put inside all this equipment in order to take from the OPG network the fiber optic and put it on our data centers to use them locally. And to finish, to be on time, okay, that's good. This is not a vision, it's also some cooperation we have started with other countries to have networks to Egypt and Middle East and to Europe. So this is, you see here is Italy. So because we have these new technologies and this very good telecommunication network, and we have this project with our friends and other partners, of course, this gives us the possibility to negotiate and to make agreement with other European and other countries and to have, in order to make our vision true, to connect countries and connect resources for the common good. Thank you.
Thank you, Mr. Dimitris from IPTO, and that brings us to the end of this session. If you are looking for technology that will help you drive your digital journey, that will help you boost energy transition and lower carbon neutrality, look no further. We've shared with you where you can find it. Our speakers have a lot of experience, not only with us, but also in this domain. You are invited to meet us at Hall 1. You can't miss it. If you're in Hall 1, that's it. That's where we are. It's like Huawei City almost. Thanks to everyone here. Thank you to the team of the audio and visual environment. Thank you for people online. If you want to talk to us, thank you. If you want to talk to us, don't do it here because this room is going to be prepared for the next summit. So we invite you to go next door, actually through the curtains. We got some coffee and cookies for you, and that's where we can meet and talk. Thank you again. Enjoy MWC.